Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. So I have made a tier list for, I think there's 54 movies in total, and just random movies that I've seen over the years. Some comedy, some drama, whatever. And so before we start the tier list and I rate the movies, these are the movies I'm going to be rating: Planet of the Apes, Deliverance, The Sixth Sense, Dumb and Dumber, A Clockwork Orange, Meet the Parents, Austin Powers, The Exorcist. You can read. I'll just watch. Yeah, so I think there's 54 movies in total. And as always, S tier, which is superior, it's like the best. And then A, B, C, D, and yes, there's even an E this time. And I'd be curious, which of these which ones do you really disagree with? It's kind of the comments I'm kind of looking for, where you think I'm rating a movie either way too high or way too low. Low. So I've seen all of these movies at least once, some of them many times. A couple more. And that is it. All right. All right. So as you can see, S is like I said, my favorites, uh, my very favorite movies, and then A, B, C, D, and E. And these are the movies in total. And I'll just randomly go through them. Okay. The first, I've seen all of the early Planet of the Apes movies, and the first one is excellent. I would give that an A. All right, Deliverance. That was hard for me. I had to make it larger to see what that was. But it is the movie Deliverance, and I'm going to put that in S tier. I love that movie. The Sixth Sense, I saw at the theater. Um, I think I probably wouldn't like it as much now as I did back in the day, but back in the day, I was very surprised with the ending, which I won't give away. I'm going to put that in A, just before. I like Planet of the Apes just a tad more. Dumb and Dumber is so stupid. It's S tier. uh, and then, all right. And I have Dumb and Dumber 2, the real follow up to Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey. It was disappointing. It wasn't as funny. Uh, it was D. Yeah, I would say D. A Clockwork Orange, I've only seen once. And it was, within the last 5 years or so. I would have to see it again, but I think at the time I would give it like a B. Meet the Parents, the very first. The follow-ups, I didn't think were that funny. The second movie. The third one I don't think I even saw. But Meet the Parents, the first one, I love. That would be an A. I'd have it ahead of Planet of the Apes. And another comedy, the first Austin Powers. That's got to be an A. Ahead of Meet the Parents. The Exorcist. I'm not a big fan of horror movies, but that was a scary movie. I will put that in A, ahead of ahead of Planet of the Apes. Star Wars, the first one. I saw it at the theater when it opened. I was I wasn't as big of a fan as, other people that watched the movie would be back in the day, but it was good. I would put it in B, ahead of A Clockwork Orange. A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles is A. Just before Austin Powers. The Fly, the one with Jeff Goldblum. So the 80s movie, that was, even now the special effects are still looking pretty good. I'm going to put The Fly in S tier. Molly really enjoyed that movie too. Green Mile. I don't think I liked it as much as other people, but it was still, some great acting in it. I'll put that in B, ahead of The Clockwork Orange. And then this is the one with the Jar Jar Binks. I saw that at the theater, whatever it's called, A New Beginning or whatever it's. Yeah, I'd have to make it large again. I'll put it in C. I could not stand Jar Jar Binks. Goodfellas is at the start of S tier, possibly my all-time favorite movie. Forrest Gump, once again. People seem to really love that movie, and I liked it. It was good. I'll put it in B. I like it more than Star Wars. Titanic, I saw at the theater. It was entertaining. It's hard to say Titanic was entertaining with, so many lives lost. But I'll put it in B. It was very well made. I like it more than Forrest Gump. Misery is S tier. I love Misery. I don't mean I love Misery. I mean I love the movie Misery. And I'll put it just before Goodfellas. No, I think Deliverance and then Misery. A 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's not 100% funny, but I would say 80% of it is hilarious. I'm going to put it in A. And I love Steve Carell, of course, from The Office. That looks about right. Maybe, I think I like Meet the Parents just a tad more. Mystic River, that was good. I'll put it in C. A Man Called Otto. I never cared for that. I don't even remember I only watched it once, and that was in the last year. So it was like D. But better than Dumb and Dumber 2. And this movie about the fat man, whatever it was called, it was okay too. I liked it more than A Man Called Otto, I guess. Dawn of the Dead is S tier. Would put that right around there. Of course, the director, Edgar Wright, later on, did the Sparks documentary. There's Something About Mary is S tier, one of my favorite comedies. Yeah. Just before Misery. Back to the Future is, of course, S tier. Airplane. That's a pretty funny movie. I'll put that in A. Just before The Exorcist. Black Swan I thought was kind of stupid. I'm going to put that in E. I didn't like it. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is S tier. Around, yeah, around there. The Best in Show. I actually like, well, I'll do Waiting for Guffman first. It's here. Waiting for Guffman is S tier for me. I love the whole storyline, and I love all of the, you know, Christopher Guest and Fred Willard and Catherine O'Hara, the whole cast. I like it. Second only to Goodfellas. And then Best in Show, I know Molly likes that more. And it's funny. I'll put that in A, ahead of Airplane. Yeah. The Wizard of Oz is a stone cold classic. That goes just before Goodfellas. Bohemian Rhapsody, the life story of Queen. I don't know. I'd rather watch a real documentary, but I'll put it at the start of D. And then is that Goldmember? Yeah, Goldmember. Yeah, the second one is my favorite, for Austin Powers. But Goldmember is it's got some funny bits, but I wasn't a big fan of Fat Bastard. Didn't find that funny. I'll put it at the end of right there. The Terminator. That's got to be an A. Just before Best in Show. Blended is a movie my buddy Dave paid for. Thanks, Dave. It's with Drew Barrymore and what's his name. And I hated it. I absolutely hated it. It goes to the top of the E, which means the worst so far. And The Love Guru. I didn't thankfully see it at the theater, but I've seen it, unfortunately, on YouTube. That's even worse than, well, yeah, that's really bad. The Departed, I was kind of disappointed in that movie. I'll put it in B. Right there. The Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars. But I'm, like I said, not a huge Star Wars fan. But I did see that at the theater. Right around there. Christmas Vacation is S tier. Just before Waiting for Guffman. And then, oh yeah, Lord of the Rings, the whole trilogy. I watched it all three of the movies. I guess I enjoyed it, but I couldn't follow the plot line, so I'll put it in C. Of Mice and Men is S tier. One of my all-time favorite movies. I'll put that there. I'm going to put it ahead of The Wizard of Oz. Anchorman. Yeah, some of it was funny. I'll put it in C. Yeah, start of C. Young Frankenstein is a classic, which Molly has to see someday. I'll put it in A. Just before Terminator. Yeah. Toy Story, the first one, which is, I think it's my favorite of them. I'm going to put that in S tier. Just the memory of seeing that at the theater. Right there. Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood. Eastwood. Eastman. That's S tier. I love that kind of a drama. You know, based on a true story. I'm going to put that around where Misery is. Just ahead of Misery. The Jerk with Steve Martin is so stupid. I'll put that in B. It's funny, though. Quite a bit of it is pretty funny. Just before Star Wars. The Truman Show is, again, S tier. I love the whole storyline. Jim Carrey, my favorite Jim Carrey movie. I'm going to put it just before Deliverance. Now, Jiminy Glick in Hollywood, or whatever it's called. It bombed. It bombed big at the box office. I think it made like $20,000. But it's one of, Martin Short is, I'm a fan of Martin Short, and so is Molly. And this is, I think, Molly's favorite comedy movie. We've seen it many times. So I will put it, there's just one character I can't stomach. But other than that, it is really funny. I'll put it in A. Just before Terminator. The Beatles Help. That's good. I'll put that in A. At the start of A, though. Step Brothers. I think it's probably 75% hilarious and 25% not, some of the jokes don't work. But overall, I like it. It's going to go to A, but at the end of A. Halloween, I saw that at the theater. Like I said, I'm not a big horror movie because scary movies don't really scare me, but that was scary back in the day. I'm going to put that in A. At the end of A. 3 to go. This is Spinal Tap is, I could almost put it in S tier, but there's 2 or 3 bits that really don't work, but otherwise it's hilarious. I like it more than Airplane and Terminator. Just before, actually even better than Best in Show. So just before 40-Year-Old Virgin. Hot Fuzz, another Edgar Wright movie. That's as good as, where did I put it here? Hot Fuzz. Yeah, I put that in A. Right about there, just before Young Frankenstein. And Monty Python, the first movie, that's A. So Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Yeah, that's A. I'm going to put it, I think, at the very start of A. That's how much I like it. I think my favorite of the Monty Python movies, though, is The Meaning of Life. So that is it. I would love, your thoughts. Which do you agree with the most, or which do you disagree with the most in my rankings here? Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye. Please remember to like the video and leave a comment below and subscribe.